Boy, we had a time last night. Boy, we had a time last night. Oh, we had a time last night. We had a time last night and basically all day yesterday. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Nick. I'm coming to talk to y'all about the time I had yesterday. We went to something called the Summer Spirit Festival that they always have out here at Merriweather Post Pavilion. It's in Columbia, Maryland. It's like a midpoint between Baltimore and DC. So it's a concert that they have, or it's more like a music festival. They've been having it now for 15 years, apparently, as said by the host for the event last night. Normally, before COVID, this event would be 2 days, and it would be Saturday and Sunday. It would start at about 11:30, and go until 11 o'clock p.m. until they turn it, because the venue closes at 11. They're gonna turn the lights on your tail, whether you finished or not, and it's like y'all gotta move and get up out of here. Concert goers and entertainers as well. Both y'all got to get out of here or whatever, right? So normally in the past, when they would have this, because I have gone maybe about 2 or 3 times previous to this year. So the first time I remember going, I remember seeing Janelle Monáe there. I saw Janelle Monáe. I saw Leela James. I'm trying to think. It was just so many people. Janelle Monáe, Leela James, Jasmine Sullivan, Sam Smith. Like, it was, it's always a good ass time. And then when the previous times that I went, this is way before COVID, you used to pay, it was like $150 if you wanted to sit on a lawn. Because this venue has, like I said, it's an outdoor pavilion kind of like place. So it's a part where you pay, where you can sit in like the concert stadium, like seating. You can sit under there, or you can pay to sit on the lawn. Well, in the past, I want to say the lawn seats was $90 to sit on the lawn. And I think that $90 covered you for both days, I believe. Or maybe it was like $120 for both days. To sit on the lawn, you take your little chairs, your blankets, whatever, and you sit out there on the lawn. Our first year going, it was a good time, but it was hot as hell because there's no sun. There's no coverage from the sun, and this concert is always in August. So, I remember that was a really good time. I remember Janelle Monáe laying on her back on the stage and still singing and hitting her notes. Like, crazy good. But it was a good time the first time I went. And the first time I went, Erykah Badu closed the show that Saturday night, and Jill Scott closed the show that Sunday night. The second time I went, I remember the Roots being the closers on that Sunday night. And they were so good, but by the time it was time to go, it was getting late. We was just tired. We was like, we leaving early in the middle of their set or whatever, but we was tired. And then like the third time I went, we actually got seats under the stadium part and not out in the grass, right? To sit under the stadium part, to sit in the stadium for 2 days. And when I say you seeing different acts from 11:30, 12 o'clock p.m. to 11 p.m. at night, you seeing all, like, I want to say it's got to be about 10, 15 acts each day. And when we sat under the stadium, our ticket price was only like $160, $165 for 2 days worth of shows, right? Tell me why this year it was $290 for the 1 day, and the show started at 3 and was over at 11. I said, what the freak? And they didn't have nearly as many names on the bill in the lineup. Like, no, like, it wasn't nearly as many in the lineup as it was in the past for this amount of money. But we paid it. Well, my mom paid it because it was a gift for my birthday. She bought my ticket to go. So this time we got to see, it was a guy by the name of Jay Brown. I think the host mentioned that he was on Making the Band with Diddy at some point. I guess when they did the Day 26 music group, he tried out for that. He came out, and apparently he has a song on the radio right now with Tank. I don't know if it's his song and Tank is featured, or if it's Tank's song and he's featured, but his name was Jay Brown. After him, Marsha came out, right? She came out to the most fitting song. She came out to the house music / club music song. It's hot, hot, hot. Dum, 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 dum. And when she came out, the first thing she sang was, "How y'all feel out there? It's hot. It's hot, hot, hot." And then they went into her music or whatever. People were still sitting down. I was a bit disappointed in the sound system last night because you could barely hear Marsha over all the bass. It was too much bass. It was so much bass coming out that it was vibrating the chairs we were sitting in. It was vibrating my freaking chest, making my head hurt like I had a headache because of the heat. It was so humid yesterday. It was supposed to be some storms, but the storm didn't come, thankfully. But it was super, super humid, and it was super humid under that daggone pavilion. So she sang, people ain't get up, right? So she get off stage, and they start getting the stage together for the go-go band, a go-go band by the name of Junkyard Band, right? When I tell y'all they got that stage together, and when the Junkyard Band came out, everybody, like, nobody stood up for Jay Brown, of course, because people don't know who he is. But he made sure to say, y'all gonna know me soon enough, real quick. Soon, y'all gonna know me, and y'all gonna be like, oh, that's him, I saw him when. So, they barely stood up for Marsha. Some people yelled and let her know that we couldn't hear her over the mic system. I mean, over the the sound systems or whatever, because the bass was too high. So, and we really couldn't hear her that much. And then, they didn't stand up. But when I tell y'all that the Junkyard Band came out there, and them people stood up for them. I'm gonna insert the video right here. Give me a second. They didn't stand up for Marsha Ambrosius or Jay Brown or nobody else. But when the Junkyard Band came on, everybody got up. Y'all saw that? them people go up for them daggone go-go bands. Now, I'm from Baltimore, and I don't like a whole lot of go-go. I prefer club music. Because go-go, go-go is a D.C., Moe County, and PG County thing, Those people down in those parts, they like the go-go a lot. But them people were stood up, and I'm not even gonna lie. That live musicianship is nothing like it. You know what I mean? Them playing the bongos, all their instruments, and all that kind of stuff like that. It was a good time. I'm not even going front. It was a really, really good time. One of my cousins that's from PG, they'd be cracking up if they heard me say that, because they know how I feel about the club music versus the go-go. But they gave a good show. It was a good time. After the go-go band went off, Method Man, no, after the go-go band went on, they brought out the promoters. I think his name was CD. It was called CD Events or something to that effect. Well, these are the people who keep putting together these concerts and these shows in the DMV area and stuff like that. And they talked about how they put together a show, shows since the 70s, 60s, 70s, or whatever. And they put together a show for Dick Gregory and all that kind of stuff. And when they got to talking about him, his daughter was there. She happened to be there. Her name was Ayana Gregory. And she came out and she sang 2 songs. She sang a song she wrote for her dad. It was very, very beautiful. And talking about the man that he was and all the things that he was and how he helped out people, and how he wanted to be a comedian, but he turned into a human rights activist, social rights activist for the black community. And if y'all don't know y'all history on Dick Gregory, y'all should go look it up. I really feel like it should be a documentary. Well, it is a documentary about him somewhere, but I feel like they should make a biopic. Sometimes I say biopic, sometimes I say biopic, but they should make one about him. But her too, I should have recorded her, but I didn't record her singing at all. She looked just like him. She said she lives in Jamaica, and she had another song. The second song she sung was her own song, and I actually liked it. And I want to say it was called Live Your Life or Get to Living Life or something to that effect. And it was a beautiful, beautiful shot video, y'all. I mean, the aerial views of the ocean, the kids in the video, the colors, the outfits that she had on and stuff like that. It was just really, really pretty. I really loved it. I'm going to actually look it up on YouTube and try to find the video. She said that song just came out. So after her, I want to say, after they did that, Redman and Method Man came on. It's been about 5 years. Yeah, about 5 years ago. When we went to the Summer Spirit Festival and sat under the pavilion for the first time, that was the year we saw Redman and Method Man that year, right? That time, it was my first time seeing them in concert. That show was so lit because it had Redman and Method Man, and they was out there for like an hour. And then Nas came out. Nas was out there for an hour. And then after Nas came Erica. And that year, Erica disappointed me because Erica came out late as fuck and only performed for about 25 minutes and left. And I was real pissed off at her for that. But that year, my mother was so amped and pumped up about Redman and Method Man, mostly Method Man, okay? Because she don't know nothing about Redman for real, but she loved Method Man. She got so hyped, I'll never forget it. My mother was standing up and she was jumping up and down. So much so that when it was time to go home, I looked down at her feet and her feet was super swollen. And she was walking with a slight limp, right? The next day, she tells me, she called me, she like, Nick, come help me. She got, her leg keep going numb. And when it's not numb, she getting sharpshooting pains down her leg to the point that she can't even fucking walk. She couldn't walk for like, when I tell y'all my mother could not walk for 3 weeks. But towards the end of the second week, she had called and made an appointment at the doctor to try to get them to look and see what was going on. And they looked and they saw. We had to put her in the car. At the time, my best friend, because I have a license, but I'm scared to drive, and I haven't driven in years. So I can't drive her car to take her anywhere. So he had to come. My best friend came. He came. We put her in the back. We drove her to the doctor's appointment. They said that she had a fucking slip disc and she had to get some kind of shot in her back. So she had to make the appointment for the shot that day, but she couldn't get it that day. Because it's almost like a surgery, sort of, the way that they did it. She came home, still laying in the bed. I'm waiting on her. I got to take care of her, you know. That's my mama. That's what you're supposed to do for your mama. So I'm saying all of that to say, when we started on our way to go to this show yesterday, I told her, the last time that you saw them and you jumped and you got that damn slip disc in your back and you couldn't walk for 3 weeks, don't do that today. Don't do too much. You better chill out and enjoy the show. And she just act like she ain't hear me. And then when they came, this is what she did.
Alright, check this out. When I drop this, I need motherfuckers to act the fool and jumping around, alright? Especially you with the blue roll too. That's right, Grandma. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is only right that me and my young brother take the beautiful people of Maryland back to the year 1992 when I did this.
Y'all saw that? Hard-headed, right? But anyway, after them came Anthony Hamilton. And when they was introducing him to come out, my mom was like, he is so short, he not that much taller than us. My mom and I are both about 5 feet more. I'm 5'1", she 5 foot by measurement. She was like, he only an inch or so taller than us. He's super short. But he came out there and he gave a good show, and it was my first time seeing him. That was my first time seeing him in concert, because I never saw Anthony Hamilton live in concert before. Then, I mean, he was getting down. I didn't know Anthony Hamilton had 6 sons. He said that in the middle of his show. I was like, wow. And then after him came Erica. Erica came out. Now, I told y'all this place closed at 11. Erica came out there finally, and it was about 10:15 when she finally came on. She get to the end of her show, and we having a good time. They turned the lights up on Erica. They turned the lights on, like signaling, like it's time, the venue closing. And that's when she tried to hurry up and go into Tyrone, but the crowd ended up singing Tyrone. She didn't sing it. The crowd sung it for her. And when they started singing Tyrone, that's when I started making my way to the exit so we could come home from there, because it was super crowded. Some people had left. when it started getting too late, and there was still a lot of people left in there. So all in all, I would say I really had a good time. But like I said, for the price, you didn't get nearly as much as you got that first, pre-COVID. You know what I'm saying? But it was still a good time. Arca was better. She was making me hot with all the clothes that she had on. She had like this big old muumuu type sweater thing on. Then she had a vest on under that. Then she had a t-shirt and some shorts, and she had them thigh high slouch boots that, well, I would say crotch high, because they come all the way up to by your crotch, boots on. And she had like a towel down in the boot and everything. She was alright last night. She was alright. But it was she gave the same show that I saw back in September. She gave the same thing that she did for Badu Patron, but of course she had to condense it and cut it down to fit the time limits that she had at this venue versus her own show from last year. So all in all, I would say it was a good time. I'm gonna let y'all see some clip. I'm gonna do like a highlight reel, try to post some add some of the short snippets of each person in this video so y'all can see. Okay, I hope I don't get copyright claim, because it's like live show, so they shouldn't make a big deal about it here on YouTube.
Let's rock. Come on, man. So this song right here, we got these lovers in the crowd. If you married and you happy in the crowd, make some noise. So I dedicate this to all the married folks. Said I do what you gotta do, ease your mind, yeah. Said I believe in me and you, I really don't fly.
For the night, alright, it's not alright.
Alright, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed those clips of the performances from last night. Like I said, we had a time last night. It was a good time. I'm loving it. Like, and I think that was my first. That was my first musical festival since the Panorama had started. How come every time I come out here to talk to y'all, somebody want to come out and be cutting grass and making fucking noise? Annoying. But anyway, I had a good time. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, and by the way, my mom was walking regular last night after we left the show. She didn't do too much. Peace. See y'all. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already. And to the couple of people who subscribed to my channel since I last checked my subscriptions about a week or two ago, I appreciate it. Thanks. See y'all in the next one.